Hello friends, this is video series on public administration and today we are going to discuss about classical theory. So classical theory was given by Luther Gullick and Lyndall Urwick and this is video 2.3. So we will continue. Okay, so introduction. So first of all, synthesis of management organizational theory applicable to public sector. So these were the guys who actually synthesized management theories which could be applied to public sector. Or you can say public administration, and rich experience in civil and military administration. So Luther Gullick and Lyndall Urwick, they worked in World War One, then in major governmental administration like sanitational process, or they chaired different committees regarding improvement in administration or construction of new cities or developmental works. So they had very good experience in civil administration as well as military administration. And third is empirical analysis, which is basis of engineering science, equally applicable to development of science of administration. This means that through practical experience and knowledge and through regular practicals, you can actually derive the engineering sciences. Means some worker who actually works on a bench, through systematic learning and of engineering sciences, he becomes one day engineer. He was also a simple laborer before that. So similarly, administration is also a thing which can be learned with systematic study, and its principles can be discovered and they can be taught. So science of administration could be developed. Okay, so now we will see their concepts. So first is structure of administration. So Gullick and Urwick mostly have written about how to make good structure, and they have neglected role of men. Means mostly they talk about how organizations should be formed rather than what is the role. Means they talk about role of men, but the humanistic approach or behavioral approach they have totally neglected. Then identification of tasks and they are grouping top priority. So as we will see later that they also discuss about these concepts like division of work and specialization and centralization, hierarchy. Everything is like similar to Henry Fayol and F.W. Taylor's. They have actually taken their concepts and they have rewritten it in a different format. So not much difference in classical theory and scientific management. And lack of design is illogical, cruel, wasteful and inefficient. So means when they are saying that organizational design is very important. So why it is important? Because if there is no design, then it is illogical, because if the employee doesn't know what is his position, then what position actually he will work in the organization, then it will become illogical. Cruel, because without knowing that what he is supposed to do and he is asked to do the work. Then wasteful, because if person doesn't know exactly his qualification, his work and what is expected from him, then he will not able to be produce 100% results. And inefficient, because like if clear division of work is not there and clear structure of organization is not there, so like if some position becomes vacant, so how will you fill it later if you don't have clear demarcation of the position and responsibilities? Then later we will see about what principles they gave for designing the organization. So first they are saying that why organizational structure is important in means the structure of administration is very important. Then now they are saying that what principle actually you have to follow when you are making an organizational structure. So first principle is division of work or specialization. Means you have to divide the work between different parts, and this is actually talked by Fayol also, Taylor also, and now he is also saying the same thing. Then basis of departmental organization. So this is a very important concept and we will see it in detail later. So how organizations are actually formed. So there are 4 bases: purpose, function, people. So likewise this, so we will see later. Then coordination through hierarchy, means they are also talking about the unity of command, and hierarchy means order. Everyone should know that what is their place in the organization, whom they should report to. Then deliberate coordination means Deliberate means the organization should be actually made such that there should be automatic coordination between each other. Then coordination through committees. So they also talk that there could be formation of committees, and coordination could be achieved by committees also, but they have actually criticized the committees work, and they give more focus on centralization, because they say that in committees there are so many people and there is actually direct responsibility is missing. So no one cares to take direct responsibility, and everyone just say that no, I am not responsible, that person is more responsible, or any delays couldn't be justified. Like you can take example of this Godra Kand, and the committee who is actually working on it, it has already taken 12 years and no report has came till now. This you have to do in public administration. You have to relate whatever theory you are reading right now with the Indian administration or any administration which is going in the world in contemporary times. Then they talk about decentralization. Decentralization, as you know, means to make power centers, means instead of total central authority there should be many authorities in lower ranks, and they should be divided the authority as well as responsibility. So total centralization they don't talk about, so they prefer decentralization also. Then unity of command means there should be one single boss for every worker, and they should get commands from one single boss, rather than Taylor says that there should be many managers and one worker can get actually orders from so many managers. But Gullick and Urwick say that there should be unity of command, otherwise confusion becomes too much, and if there are too many managers, then the confusion that is created, that is very harmful. So there should be unity of command. Then staff and line. This is a staff and line concept we will see in detail later, and this concept actually comes from military. Military has staff and line things. And what is staff means? Those means you can say they are officers, and line means those who work under those officers. Then delegation. Delegation is simply means delegation and decentralization, they are different things. Decentralization means total authority is passed, but delegation means the authority is with higher officers and they just delegate. It means they just transfer it temporarily to their lower subordinate people so that they can work more freely, but the main authority is with seniors only. Then span of control. This is also very important concept. We will see it later in this lecture. Okay, so this is executive functions, what actually managers are supposed to do. They have talked about it. So there is one very famous acronym, POSDCORB, and I think that this is their most important contribution in classical administration. So this acronym we will see one by one what these words stand for. So we will start with P. P stands for planning of various activities to reach goal. You have to plan your organizational activities such that whatever mission or vision you have, you achieve it. Then O, organization, structure of administration. This is the main thing they have talked in their whole classical administration, how to form the organization, how to departmentalize or divide the work, how to make sure that everyone knows his function and responsibility. So this is all about organization. And when you form an organization, then only you can achieve your goals. So first plan, then form organization. Then as far as staffing means, once you have formed the organization, you have to fill those posts with real people, men. So personal administration consists of everything like recruitment, hiring, training, then their salaries, firing, or their post-retirement benefits, everything. Then D, directing orders to subordinates. Means this is also one of the features of any organization. Like you are a boss, so you have to make sure that you are able to coordinate with your subordinates and you are able to direct them actually to do the work. Then CO, this stands for coordination. So teamwork and cooperation is very important in any organization. Then R stands for reporting, upward flow of information to executive. Means the boss should know everything what is going on in the organization. So reporting is one of the functions of executive, and the information regarding the work that is being done in the organization, it should flow upward to the boss so that he could know. And B stands for budgeting. Budgeting you very well know, like our union budget or railway budget. Similarly, organizational budget is also there, and that is actually financial administration. Means you have to know that how much income you are getting and where you will spend that income, in which sector. So that comes in budgeting. Then theory of departmentalization, again they are talking about how to form the organization. So how to form departments, they have talked about division of work. So we will see that they talk about 4 bases, 4 P's. 4 P's you have to remember this, you have to write exactly 4 P's. First P is purpose, second P is process, third P is persons, fourth P is place. So these are the bases on which you can divide the work between organizations. First is purpose, like function, what work exactly organization is going to do. So on that basis you form the organizations. For example, the main function of UDAI or Aadhaar main unique identification authority is to form the Aadhaar card. So they have been formed on a particular function. Then process. Wait 1 minute. Then process means the work that people do in the organization. So specialization of functions. So in this base actually you can make sure that a specialist can work in a particular place, and they know how to coordinate between each other. And third base is persons. Clientele means the organization serves some people, and on the basis of what purpose organization is going to serve, you can means whom they are going to serve, you can form these organizations. For example, like passport office, it should be formed in metropolitan cities or like that, for just for passport purpose. Or you can say that PDS distribution system, so that could be formed in villages. And then place, this fourth base, this depends on geography of the place. Like right now Modi has started this intensive area development or Adarsh Gram Yojana. So you can say that means those whatever functions will be in that particular program, they will depend on the geography of the place. So these are the 4 bases on which organizations are formed. Then we will see the next topic, that is the staff principle. So we already talked about staff and line. That is this concept has been taken from military. So first function of the staff is assistance to the leader, means whoever means in government, like our is democratic type of government. So Prime Minister has some staff like Chief Secretary, Principal Secretary to the Prime Minister, and other secretaries, Joint Secretaries. So they are staff units. They actually advise and assistant our Prime Minister towards his whatever policy or vision he has. Then General Staff Unit means special staff units. These are those units which have only one task. They have to discover what actual advices our prime means leader needs, and they will provide those advices only. So policy formation is their main goal. Then general staff units, they don't interfere in the policy formulation, or means they are not supposed to advise the minister. They are just executives. For example, like district administration, the post of DM, district collectorate, he is general staff unit because he actually implements whatever policies come from upward. So this is staff principle. And line is those functionaries who work under him. So that's it. Then delegation, this is very important, like delegation, decentralization. So adequate authority to subordinates, and authority and responsibility coterminous, co-equal and defined. Means delegation means you have to your subordinates have some responsibilities, but they don't have that much power. the authority is with you, so you can delegate it, means you can transfer that authority to your subordinates so that they can efficiently perform their work. And authority and responsibility should be co-equal, means the responsibility that is given to a particular person, he should have appropriate authority to make sure that he is able to fulfill his responsibility. Then span of control. So main topics like span of control, then we have POSDCORB, then 4 departmental bases. These are important things which UPSC can ask. So span of control is actually very important, and you have to understand the concept. Like span of control says that it is related to number of subordinates. So means how many subordinates a particular boss can directly control. Means like you are the boss, so you can control 3 people, 5 people, 7 people. How much actually you can control is your span of control. So these thinkers say that geometric growth in relationships, means as the number of people working under you increase, then then you have to take care of so many relationships, like so many relationships, like your direct relationship with those persons, then they will have some relationship between each other, then there will be some group relationships. So this way they have decided that there will be so many relationships that after a particular span, the whole concept of control becomes it becomes very difficult for manager to control. But this concept is actually false, because span of control depends on so many things. Like if work is so much simple and monotonic and repetitive, and then you can easily control so many employees. But if it is very dynamic and you have to actually control and participate in every employee's working and process, then your span of control could be like only 2-3 persons, or maybe only 2 persons, 1 person. It matters according to the work situation and dynamism of work. Then factors determining span of control. So first of all, individual supervisor, means the boss. You are the boss, so you should actually how much work you can actually do. Like maybe I am lazy person, so I can only take care of 3 people, but you are very active person, you are FW Taylor who is hell-bent on working, so you can control maybe 20 persons, who knows. Then kind of work, we have already talked about, like dynamic situations, those situations in which actually manager have to participate in the work, there the span of control will be less. Then stability of organization, means the organizational stability is important in the sense that how old is the organization. If the people are working from a large time, so they know their work, and you don't need to actually tell them again and again that this is your work, this is how you should do. They know their work and they can do it. Only when they face some problem, then they will come. So stability of organization is also one of the factors which determine span of control. So you understand this span of control concept, and this may come in exam. Then okay, human factor and time in public administration. So this Urwick he wrote about this human factor and time later, when so many thinkers have already studied behavioral approach and motivational approach and everything. So later he also improved his writing. So he says that governments are constituted, run and served by human beings. So governments actually contain human beings, and they have to serve the public. So it's all about humans only. So means too much focusing on organization and leaving the human aspect is wrong. Then human values and human welfare priority. So you know that this should be priority of every organization. Then concept of economic man rejected. So what is the concept of economic man? We have already talked about this. Means economic man means the person who takes care about his personal profit too much, and efficiency, economy, these are the main things which describe economic man. So he is self-serving, self-interested man, but this is actually rejected, that men are totally self-serving. Then for time he says that there are following things, means you have to take care of time as input, flow of events, gap between events, output, management policy. So timing of any public policy is very important. Like for example, I will tell you one example from real situation. Like when Hindu Code Bill came in 19 55. Nehru brought it. So means Hindus opposed it, but still situation before that, so much work was done on Hindu reformation by reformers and like Gandhi ji, B.R. Ambedkar, that it was gradually accepted. But similarly, Muslim code bill was not could not be brought that time because Muslims were too much apprehensive, and they had security means apprehensions, like they are minority and they could be prosecuted, or their culture could be diminished. So that was not the right time to bring Muslims code bill. So this way you can understand time. Means if timing is not right and something is brought in that time, it may totally fail. Like I will give you a historical example. For example, this Muhammad Tughlaq, he changed his capital from Delhi to some Murshidabad or some place. So the timing was not right. Means that time he had to regret his decision. Like he also said that we will change the silver coins with copper coins. So that decision also became wrong because people started making their own coins. So timing of any policy is very important, and humans are the main factor. So humans have to be the chief priority in any public policy. Then we will see the critical evaluation of this thinker. So proverbs rather than principles, means the principles that they have given are already told by Simon that they are not principles, they are mutually countermanding each other only. Like they occur in pairs, contradictory to each other. For example, unity of command and specialization. So like in some organizations, some specialist people are there. So laborer should take commands from a specialist, or unity of command says that there will be one particular boss, so he should take command from boss or from a specialist. This is the one problem. Then and these both features are in Gullick and Urwick. Then centralization and delegation. So means he talks that there should be centralized command, and then he says that there should be delegation also. So these are also counteracting with each other. Okay, then last page. Then you have to understand the criticism, because these are the main points which you have to write. Like a span of control, no scientific validity. We have already talked about this, that it depends on the particular situation and type of work. Then incapacity to confront theory with evidence. They have just given the theory, but there is no particular evidence that this whatever principles they are giving will be applicable in any situation. Then overlap of departmental bases. So the 4 bases they have given, like purpose, people, place, and one more. So they actually overlap each other, and organizations are built taking care of all the bases rather than one single base, but still they are important. Then prescriptive rather than descriptive. So they have just told that what should be the ideal situation. Prescriptive means ideal, but how organizations actually function. Descriptive means how they should. Prescriptive, they have told that how they should perform, but descriptive means how they actually perform, that they have not analyzed. That will be analyzed by Simon and other thinkers later. Then neglect of human element. They just talk about how organizations should be developed, but they have left human element. Then mechanistic approach to organization, means they feel like organizations are machines, but if you neglect humans, and they are the main working people, so you have to consider human beings also. Then takes only rational behavior of humans, which is wrong. Humans are not always rational. And then no consideration of informal organization process, informal feelings and informal contacts we will see in later thinkers. And inter-organizational conflict of interest, means when you departmentalize everything, so they fight between each other for budgets and everything. So principles of this is final conclusion, that principles of Gullick and Urwick represent only half truth, but still they are very, very important.